Well, here we are at Possum Point again. It's just about to go dark. I just wanted to share something with you guys. An experiment of mine that I've been doing for the last 5 days, 120 hours, and the experiences that I've had. So I'm talking the last 6 months I've been doing intermittent fasting where I don't eat until after 1 o'clock every day, sometimes 2 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock, but it's always after 1 o'clock, and don't eat for 16 to 18 hours. Go home, have dinner, and that's it until after 1 or 2 o'clock the next day. That's for the last 6 months. The last 5 days, I have not eaten one single thing of food. Not one single thing. I haven't done man shakes or any of that stuff. I've done water and a couple of coffees in 5 days. So I just wanted to share the experiences that I've had. It's a big will issue. It's a massive mind over matter factor, and it's all heavily related to discipline. So I'm doing it for numerous reasons. One is I wanted the facts for myself. So it hasn't been torturous. The first 48 hours were probably the hardest. Probably more so the first 24 hours, but I still had some serious mind issues, taste bud issues in regards to not eating in the 48 hours. But you know, day 3, I just felt like taking food out of the equation and taking the fasting out of the equation, and what I'm trying to do, I felt probably one of the best feelings that I've ever felt. I felt alive and well and healthy, energetic. You know, I almost felt like I could fly, and I sent a mate a message that I feel that happy and strong that I feel like I can fly. Which is clearly not the case. But my experience with no food for 5 days, I'm less than half an hour off having a feed. I'm starting off with vegetable soup with some beautiful South Melbourne market dim sims, and then the main course is going to be a Mexican souvlaki. And you know, the way my partner Margaret looks after me is brilliant with food and lots of other things, but you know, I couldn't do what I do without Margaret. It's a fact. Margaret completes my world and makes things that I do possible. So it's a big team effort from both of us. But intermittent fasting for 5 days. Anyone that can do that has their discipline in order, period. So if you're capable of it, not only will you experience things that you have never experienced. I've had no energy issues. I've had no sleeping issues. I've enjoyed water with a bit of lemon or something, at lime, oranges, whatever, squeezed into the water on a couple of occasions. And I have a coffee of a morning and a coffee mid-morning, and that's generally it for coffee. And I do enjoy an iced coffee. You know, it's been most days, not every day, but it's been most days I have an iced coffee. But other than that, it's just water, and no food. So if you feel your stomach turning over and making those empty noises that it makes, you just fill it up with another half a bottle or so of water, and that goes away. And it's all in the head, because we're conditioned from birth to eat, 3-4 meals a day. And today's society, we're conditioned to, if we're in the right environment, to eat whatever's there. And I'm not going to, on this particular video, I'm not going to talk about the toxins in food and how it's grown and what it does to us. That's another issue. You've got to go through 5 days of fasting to self-learn a lot of things, and that I've done. So I'm only sort of 20 odd minutes. I'll just have a quick look at the time. Yep, I'm under 20 minutes off my 120 hours, which is 5 full days and I'm good to go for my fasting's done. So I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, and I also seen a lot of things on the internet to do with fasting and what it does for health benefits, let alone discipline, the whole mind thing. And there's 7 of us climbing the Queensland's tallest climbable mountain on the 5th of August 23, which is only like 9-10 weeks away. There's 7 of us flying up to hike that, all by foot. It's 3.5 kilometres up, and it's not for the faint-hearted. There's been many people hurt there, flown out of there, and there's even been people killed there. So I want to make sure I take it very seriously and professionally. So I want to get under 100 kilos. I've already got some issues with my knees, where my knees are a little bit weak. So if I can get the weight off, which I've done over 6 kilos in 5 days. I'm already fairly active with exercise and different programs I'm involved with. So it's worked wonders. But now, after I start eating, the tricky bit is to cut back on meal proportion sizes and maintain what it is I'm doing. So in 7 days, after another 7 days of eating small proportions and just lots of water and just keep the exercise up and all those sort of things I do, if I'm not under 100 kilos, which I'm pretty confident I will be, coming down from 120 kilos 6 months ago, I just couldn't get the last 5 or 6 kilos off to go to 100. So I've decided to do this fasting for 5 days, and it's worked. So in a week's time, if I'm not under 100 kilos, I'm going to do another 5 days of fasting. It's a little bit on the torture side as far as mind power is concerned, but it's something that you can get over if you're strong enough in the head. So if I need to, I'm going to do it again. But and then I'll go down to 97 or somewhere there, maybe even as low as 95. That's anyone's guess until you do it. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the scales say in a week. At the moment, I'm very close. I'm about 101. So if I keep up the intermittent fasting this week, I might even hit 100. So, like I said, in 7 days, if I'm still over 100 kilos, we're doing it again. But in saying all that, that's just a bit of trivia. It's something that I wanted to document and share with people if ever they're interested in doing it. I've heard a lot of people that have done a few days at a time, not 5. 5's like pretty serious. So I just picked a number and it was 5. So we done 5 days. My son Jackson's done it with me. So his 120 hours is not up until tomorrow morning. So I'm sure he'll enjoy his breakfast tomorrow. And yeah, it's mission accomplished. Like, Margaret's in the caravan right now. We're camping at Possum Point in Meredith in Geelong, Victoria, Australia, blah, 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 wherever you're watching this from. It's obviously going to go on YouTube. And yeah, so if you've got a weight issue or a discipline issue or whatever issue, you can change what it is that you need to change. You've just got to be disciplined. And believe me, if you drink alcohol, if you drink a bit of alcohol here and there, you're going to find it a lot harder. The brain works on a different level when you drink alcohol. I've been off alcohol for nearly 24 weeks, I think it is, since New Year's Eve. So it's now the 10th of June today. It's the King's birthday weekend, so we're out camping. It's a long weekend for all of us, which is brilliant. So anyway, bit of trivia. I hope you got something out of it. That's just my personal experience with it, with how it went and what I felt. I never felt dizzy. I got a couple of headaches, but unrelated to anything. Just, I'll probably get a headache once a week, and that's about all I've had. So I've had no muscle cramps, no issues with anything other than, you barely go to the toilet. That's about it. But because you drink so much, you wee quite a bit. But other than that, that's my experiences. And I hope, if you're going to do it, I hope you can relate to it. You've got nothing to be scared of. like I said, I've had full strength the entire time. It's just mind over matter.
As requested, homemade vegetable soup and homemade dim sims, no added preservatives. And a multi-grain bread roll.
Wow, I imagine this is going to be a high and a half eating this. So I'll take my first mouthful. And we've got a spoon for the soup.
Yep, it should be right on this tray there.
Beauty. So we'll have a go at the soup first. This is after over 120 hours. 5 days of complete fasting. Oh my God.
How does that taste?
Well, it tastes amazing, really good. I'm just trying to identify some of the flavours and the vegetables that are in there. But it's, if I can relate it to anything, it's a little bit like having really cold feet and putting some socks on and some Ugg boots and just walking into a room that's really hot. The difference goes from one extreme to the other, and that's what I'm experiencing right now. The flavours and the food and how beautiful it tastes is magic. So that's the veggie soup. I was told today about these South Melbourne dim sims and how good they are, the steamed dimmies. So they're a completely different flavour to the soup, so we'll see how they go. Yum. Very soft on the palate, plenty of flavour. For me, the sauce makes it, and plenty of flavour. Let's face it, you've got to eat your dimmies with your fingers. Yeah, wow. Worth its weight in gold, the whole wait scenario, waiting, and now to have a feed that's just
And your 5/8's waiting.
My little mate down here loves his tucker. I'll always share it with mate Curdy. So yeah, there it is. That's what I'm experiencing at the moment with food hitting the palate. I'm not feeling any highs or lows, or I can feel a bit of warmth going down inside my tummy, which I only experience when I have a hot drink, but you know, there's not a lot of difference there, but there it is. My 5-day fast is complete. I hope you've enjoyed the bit of trivia and the news and the information behind all that, because the fasting for me is done unless I have to do it again in 7 days to get under my 100 kgs. Yum, yum. That'll do that.